הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
You know, it's funny, in my neighborhood, someone put up these fake candles that are hanging from a tree. They're lit up at night, and you can't see the string holding them, so it looks like they're floating there. And one of my daughters said, "That looks really fake." I said, "Come here, and you can see real candles." Because each and every week, as Friday comes to an end, as we approach sundown, we mark the end of the work week and the beginning of Shabbat with the lighting of candles, delineating the end of one week, or the end of the work week, and the beginning of our day of rest. Please rise as we light the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We turn in the Sidurim to Kabbalat Shabbat. Let's turn to page 11. Let us go and sing to God. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, we greet God as we raise our voices in song. Page 11, Lechuna Ranana.
Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, L'Adonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Nariya, Litzur Yishenu, Nekadma, Fana Bitoda, Fana Bitoda, Fana Bitoda, Nekadma, Fana Bitoda, Bizmirot, Bizmirot, Nariya lo. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, L'Adonai. Lechuna Ranana, Lechuna Ranana, Nariya, Litzur Yishenu. Arba'im shana kut bedor va'omaram to'ilev avim vehem ledu derachai asher nishbati v'api im yevon el menuchati.
Sing to God a new song. Sing to God, all the earth. Page 13.
Let's join our voices together. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Sabru v'goyim kevodo, v'chol ha'amim nifleotav. Sabru v'goyim kevodo, v'chol ha'amim מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו, מיום ליום, מיום ליום, מיום ליום, מיום ליום, מיום ליום, מיום ליום, מסרו מיום ליום ישועתו. ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו, שדי, יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל עצי יער, לפני אדוני קיווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט תבל בצדק, בימים באמונתו.
Turn to page 20, the final 3 lines of the page, Romamu.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, והשתחוו להר קודשו, והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש, כי קדוש, כי קדוש, אדוני אלוהינו. כי קדוש, כי קדוש, כי קדוש, אדוני אלוהינו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו, רוממו אדוני אלוהינו.
Page 21, please rise for Mizmor LeDavid.
This is a new melody coming from Israel that we are trying here, so I hope you catch on and enjoy it. Mizmor LeDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai ba'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון, ויקידם כמו עגל לבנון בסריון, כמו בן רמים. כל אדוני חוצב לבודש, כל אדוני יחיל מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני יכול לילות, ויחשוף יערות, ובכלו כולו מכבוד, כולו ומכבוד. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום, יללי, 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 יללי,
may be seated. We turn to page 23 as we welcome the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride, with the words of Lecha Dodi.
Ya la 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 Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 Likrat Kala, Ya la 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 Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Shamor v'Zachor, B'dibur Echad, Ishmianu El HaMiyuchad, Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, L'Shemo Tiferet, V'Litilah, Ya la la, Ya la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 la, Likra Kala, Ya la 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 la, Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Likrat Shabbat, Lechu v'Nelcha, Ki Mekor HaBeracha, Mirosh Mikedem Nesucha, Sof Maaseh B'machshava Techila, Ya la la, Ya la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 la, Likra Kala, Ya la 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 la, Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Ohi v'Shalom, Ateret Pala, Gam b'Simcha u'v'Tzola, Toch Emuneh Am Segula, Boi Chala, Boi Chala, Ya la la, Ya la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 la, Likra Kala, Ya la 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 la, Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat Nekabela, Ya la 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 la, Lecha Dodi, Ya la 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 la, Likra Kala, Ya la 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 la, Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat Nekabela.
May be seated. It's good to thank you, O God, to sing your name most high, to proclaim your love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night. A song for the day of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat, page 27.
Mizmor Shir leYom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, U'zamer l'shimcha elyon, U'lizamer l'shimcha elyon, Lehagid baboker, baboker chatzdecha, ve'emunatcha ba'aleilot, alei asor va'alei nahavel, alei higayon, bechi לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק כתמר יפרח, כהרס בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינמו בשיבה דשנים רעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא הפלת בו.
Page 29.
Adonai malach geud lavish, lavish. Adonai ozi tazar, afti gonte verabal timot. Ikolot mayim rabim, adirim mishbereyam, adir bamarom Adonai. Erotecha nemnu me'ol beitcha navakodesh. Adonai le'orech yamin.
I invite you to please rise, and as we do each and every Shabbat, we share the words of bracha, share the ancient words of the priestly blessing together with our fellow members of the community.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha Ken yehi ratzon.
God bless you and keep you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Ken yehi ratzon.
May God lift up God's face toward you, and may God be merciful to you.
Isa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon.
God grant you this week and every week shalom, grant you peace. May be seated. We turn to our prayer for healing as we think of the people in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being this Shabbat. If you'd like to include someone in the prayer for healing, I invite you to rise in your place and to share the names of the people you are praying for.
Hi, Annalisa. Bad Hachazan Shir Tamar Ephraim.
At Kol HaCholim and all those who are ill, we join together in the prayer for healing.
Yisheberach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to the Mourner's Kaddish, page 29, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yard site to to rise and join me in the words of the Kaddish. Page 30. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach leolam olameo maya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekusha brihu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen oseh shalom b'mromav uyaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. You may be seated. Good Shabbos. So 4 people today, in response to the little message that I shared in the weekly email, asked me if I was going to go trick-or-treating tonight. And my answer was, regardless of whether I wanted to or not, I'm actually going to be here leading Kabbalat Shabbat. So it's not even really a choice. But as I shared in that message, I have very ambivalent feelings about today. Growing up in a time and place where Jewish people really didn't do Halloween, and then moving to a place where it seems like everybody goes all out on tonight on Halloween. And walking through my neighborhood, it's a little bit of a strange feeling. But while I have ambivalent feelings about this day with very pagan origins to it, what I always find very interesting this time of year is thinking about the way that Judaism has its own Halloween-type stories, because the spooky and the supernatural is all over Jewish tradition. Long before there was a Wicked Witch of the West, we had the Witch of Ein Dor, who's mentioned in the Bible, who brings the prophet Samuel back to life. Long before there was a Frankenstein's monster, we had the Golem, built by the Maharal of Prague, a figure made out of clay. It came to life and defended the Jewish people of his town from local bandits. This stuff is all over Jewish tradition. Ghosts, monsters, demons, spirits. Everywhere you look, it's there. And even though we tend to think of ourselves as very rational today, it's a big part of our tradition and our sacred texts. Curious, can you think of 2 spirits that we invoke in our service tonight? Just alone in our service tonight. One a few minutes ago. We welcome the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride, an imaginary spirit of a bride coming in. That's one sort of. At the very end of services, we sing Shalom Aleichem, which is about angels that visit us each and every Shabbat and escort us home from the synagogue, invisible guests that are being with us. Can anyone think of any other kind of stories of spirits or ghosts in Jewish tradition? Elijah. I was hoping someone would say Elijah. He stole that one. So Elijah, who never died, but his spirit wanders the earth and gets very busy certain times of year, visiting us all over the place. Any other spirits or ghosts, demons, monsters from Jewish tradition that people can call to mind? Could be the angel that Jacob wrestled with. Yeah, that's a great example. This divine being who takes the form of a person. We have a number of stories like that. So as you dig into Jewish sources, you find more and more of these stories. Some that we're familiar with, some that we're very not familiar with, and sometimes they sound like this. There's a story that's written down in a book called the Machzor Vitri from the 11th or 12th century. And the Machzor Vitri is one of the earliest forms of our Siddur, one of the earliest forms of our prayer book. The liturgy that we use today is based on the text of the Machzor Vitri. It contains one of the earliest recordings of our prayers, and also all sorts of stories and laws and customs and what to do around them. And it's a phenomenal book of research. But it has a story, a ghost story, about Rabbi Akiva, the famous Talmudic sage. And it says that one day Rabbi Akiva was walking near a cemetery, and he saw a terrible sight. A man covered from head to foot in black soot, staggering, carrying a bundle of thornwood back and forth. And each time he dropped it, unseen forces struck him until he lifted it again. Rabbi Akiva called to the man, "My son, what is this work that you are doing? Has anyone ever suffered as much as you?" The man stopped and said, "Rabbi, do not call me your son, for I am not among the living. I am dead. Each day they send me to chop wood, and with it they burn me." It's a gruesome story. Rabbi Akiva asked, Why are they doing this to you? What deeds brought this upon you? And the man said, "I was a tax collector for the Romans. I favored the rich and oppressed the poor. There was no wrong that I refused." So Rabbi Akiva asked, "Is there no end to your punishment? Is there no way to find rest?" And the soul answered, "I heard them say, the angels who strike me, that if I had a son among the living, and that son would stand before the congregation and say, Baruch Hu, or say, Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, and the people would answer, Amen, then I would be freed." And the commentary comes in. It's a comment on the Baruch Hu and the Kaddish, the prayer we just recited and the prayer that we're going to recite in just a moment. But Rabbi Akiva goes on. He was moved with compassion. And the man didn't know if he had a child or not, or if the child was still alive. So Rabbi Akiva traveled to the man's town and asked about this person whose soul he had met. And the townspeople spat and said, "May his memory be blotted out. He robbed the poor and cursed the pious." Still, Akiva asked after his family and learned indeed that there was a widow and a small boy. The boy, they said, knew nothing of Torah, and no one would teach the son of such a man. So Rabbi Akiva took the child as his own student. He taught him to read, taught him to say Shema, to bless and to be called to the Torah, and finally to lead the congregation in Baruch Hu. When the community answered, Baruch Hashem Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed, feeling of mercy passed through the heavens. And that night the tormented man appeared to Rabbi Akiva, no longer darkened but radiant, his woodpile gone. And he said, "Rest is yours, Rabbi, for you have brought me rest." The stories like this are all over tradition, these spirits of people who wander the earth. And I always make the mistake of assuming that nobody believes in ghosts, but sometimes those stories resonate with people. And I don't know that this story, this particular story has any deep meaning for me, but I think about why we tell stories like this. And I think that it's sometimes, as rational as we want to be, the world is a very strange place, and there are always things that we just can't figure out how to explain ourselves. And sometimes when we try to make sense of the world, we tell stories. And if those stories, like this particular story, inspired Rabbi Akiva to go seek out an orphan who no one would help and give him an education to take him under his wing, then this story, this ghost story, helped him make the world a better place. Shabbat Shalom. Turn to page 39, and we rise for that very prayer, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Yalalai Lai Lai Yalalai Lai Lai Yalalai Lai Lai Yalalai Lai Lai Yalalai
May be seated. Blessed are you, Lord our God, creator of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons, and arranges the stars in their place in the sky. Creates day and night, rolls light before darkness, and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים. תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבי.
Amen. Page 40.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך, אהבת תורה מצוות. יהם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ובטח תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Page 42.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, top of page 44.
מלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם, משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה, בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה. ונאמר, כיפת אדוני את יעקב וגר מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, our God, to sleep peacefully and awaken us again to life. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow, and remove the evil forces that surround us. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Nighttime prayer, Hashkivenu, page 45.
Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, leshalom, leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai, Eloheinu, leshalom, leshalom. Ve'ha'amidenu, malkeinu, lechaim, lechaim. Ufros aleinu, sukkot, shlomecha, shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, we thank Adonai and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, ve'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzitenu vo'enu lechaim uleshalom me'ata v'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukkot shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, ha'porei sukkot shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael v'Yerushalayim.
Page 46, please rise.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת
לדורות המרית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בין
השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורות המרית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה יהי שמרה במבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה יאמרו אמן.
We spend the next few moments in silent prayer with the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47.
So Abraham and Sarah were the first to recognize that there is one God, not a God to pray for to the rain, for rain, not to pray for sustenance, not to pray and be loyal to just one kind of a God, but this idea of the omnipotent one God. And from Abraham and Sarah came all of us, the people Israel, who walk on God's path, and we are commanded to be a blessing in the world, to go, to find our purpose, and to be a blessing. Lechi lach, to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lechi lach, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechi lach. Lechi lach. And I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechi lach, to the place that I will show you. L'simchat chaim, l'simchat chaim, you shall be a blessing. Lechi
Page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון ובמכון ובחיי תורו בית ישראל. בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך. לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה.
יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל שמי לקודשה.
בריחו.
לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעמה ויאמרו
אמן.
יתקבל צלתנו ובתון זכו ישראל קדם אבהון וישמעי ויאמרו
אמן.
יהי שם רב מן שמעי וחמלין ועל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Page 55, please rise for the Kiddush. Davri Maranan Rabbanan Rabotai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'hava v'ratzon yichilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
Page 56, Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומשה ביקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשם. כי אדוני הוא אלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
May be seated. We turn to page 58. This week we observe the yortzites of Eliyahu Goldworm, Albert Jacobson, Blanche Shefflin, Joseph Lasac, Marian Sands, Ronnie Walter Abramovitz, Stanley Allen Gertzman, Tema Silver, Albert Russo, Eileen Kennedy, Evelyn Rosen, Joe Miller, Paul Pinchas Lavitt, Abram Bergen, Emily Vallely, Etta Basha Levy, Jack Poncher, Jenny Edwards Bloom, Ruth J. Michaelman Floor, Beatrice Lavitt, Deborah Litwak Mixer, Maurice Rosenkrantz, Francis Rosen, Harold Schwartz, Helen Weil, Clara Candalis, Isaac Lusky, Joseph Pinchuk, Samuel Strauss, Cynthia Abrams, Nancy Mizell, Randy Cinco, Annie Tilley, Francis Kaufman, Marilyn Cinco Farwell, Marilyn Swillinger, Samuel Flegel, Samuel Spill, Sanford Goldfarb, Solomon Jimmy Cohen, Abraham Rusko, Harry Katzen, Harry Tannenbaum, Joseph Friedman, Judy Schwartz, Leo Victor Fleischer, Maurice Swimmer, Sherman Hunger, and Stanley Lease. Age 58, I invite those in mourning or marking a yahrzeit to rise and join me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemer Rabbah, v'yalmad yivera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemer Rabbah mevorach leolam ulameo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudshah b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom b'mromav, yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May be seated. Representing the Temple Israel Board of Trustees, I call on Mark Sokolowitz.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Glad everyone came out on this festive evening. There are just a few announcements. There are two great opportunities to learn and connect to Temple Israel. Join Rabbi Wolk for pizza and parashah on Thursday at 7:30 in the chapel. Enjoy pizza community. Live discussion weekly about the Torah portion. The registration is free. Please register on our website. Then on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., dive into new Why Jewish thought and philosophy with Dr. Schuster. A four-part series exploring the big questions of Jewish philosophy, meaning, ethics, and identity. All are welcome to come and learn, question, and grow together. The registration is free and is available on our website. Don't forget to get your tickets for the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra Festival of Lights. A Hanukkah concert is coming to the Night Theater on Thursday, December 18th at 7:30, and seats are selling fast. And before the concert, beginning at 5 p.m., join Temple Israel for a festive Hanukkah celebration with donuts, Coco and friends, making a full evening of music, joy, and community. Carpool with friends to the concert. The registration for the Temple Israel Hanukkah celebration is free and available on our website. If you are a CJDS family, there's a special Shabbat next Friday evening. Come celebrate Shabbat with a joyful service, delicious meal, and warm community connection. The cost is $20 for adults, $15 for children. Please RSVP on the website. Join Temple Israel family for our grateful gatherings of Shabbat dinner on Friday, November 21st at 7:15 p.m. and enjoy a warm evening of great food, laughter, and community as we give thanks for one another and all who make Temple Israel our home. Come for turkey, stay for the company, and leave with a heart full of thanks. The cost is $25 for adults, $15 for children, and registration is on the website. There's a Jewish camp fair coming up on Wednesday, November 12th from 6 to 7:30 in Sam Lerner at the JCC. Meet camp directors, enjoy camp-style fun. For kids, grab pizza for dinner and treat yourself to our candy bar. A great way to start planning for your child's Jewish summer. To register, to visit Charlotte.org. Thank you for a heartfelt thank you to the Fabes family for sponsoring this week's Kiddush in honor of the baby naming of their daughter, Hila Tamar. A mazel tov to all of you. We're so happy to celebrate this beautiful Simcha together and wish your family much joy and blessing as you welcome her into the covenant of the Jewish people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat service is 9:30 a.m. As Mark said, we'll celebrate with Sherman and Naomi Fabes, the birth of their new daughter, baby naming, and we look forward to tomorrow morning. Let's turn back to page 5 as we conclude Kabbalat Shabbat with the words of Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem Melachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shalom Aleichem. מלאכי השרת, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
איי 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 בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלאכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכו ניל שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכו ניל שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. גיא צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, ממלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbat.